Hello and welcome to another episode of Space Engineers. A beautiful morning. We have the Mastodon here, along with a few upgrades and repairs that I did while sitting here overnight. It has been a little bit since the last episode, and an update to Space Engineers has come out in the meantime. So that means we have new stuff, which is pretty cool. And I have actually incorporated some of the new blocks into the front of the Mastodon, using the beam blocks to give a front grille kind of thing to it. But also, that grille here, it's see-through from the inside, so you get a little bit of a breeze, and we can actually see where we're going when we're down in the whatever this room is going to eventually be. Do I have to section this off a little bit and put in some beds? And why are you the wrong color? And why am I sliding so much? There's all these questions that I need to answer, because I am sliding a lot on this floor. And that isn't the Mastodon moving, is it? No, this is just me sliding around for some reason. So I also, you may notice, I went and actually properly colored a lot of this stuff. So all my walkways are now nicely black, and well, except for the ones up here that I totally missed because I'm bad at this game. But everything should look a bit better now. We've also changed out the thrusters on here with the new thrusters. So if I pop in the spectator camera, we've got even more thrusters. Got a total of 4 on each side, so we can boost this thing up pretty much any slope. And they are the new industrial thrusters. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And along with that, the other change is the fact that they have the new use with parking, which we can turn off on both of those. And also, although it wasn't really ever an issue, we'll turn that off just for safety's sake on the Bison's connector. Because it was never an issue with the Bison. It always just was there. Also, it's getting really dark in here. I'm going to have to add some lights to this, the interior, or put up some more windows to let in that beautiful natural light. But I'm having an issue here, which I didn't think I was going to get to. I honestly literally did not think I was going to get to this. The large cargo container is full. I have actually filled this large cargo container. It doesn't help that there's 122,000 kilos of organics in here, which is taking up 30,000 of my volume. But hey, I'm trying to burn off a little bit of this ice, because that's 141,000 of my my storage space. And other than that, I just have my random bits and bobs and various components that are taking up space. Specifically, things like my large steel tubes. Like 1,000 small steel tubes, 2,000 liters. 1,000 large steel tubes, just shy of 40,000 liters. Like, come on. Large steel tubes, you are too goddamn spacious. But, so it should be, I should be able to press P here and nothing will explode. Right? Parking was released, and the gopher and the cyclops didn't fly away. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Well, here we are, off to the desert plateau, which I believe we're going to be doing with the Bison, because we're going to head to the Raven, which is 5.36 kilometers away, and use the spot that's there, which is less of a very deep slope, and use the magical powers of the Bison to drive down the slope and drive up the opposite slope and save myself from having to build another bridge, because I have completely rebuilt the undercarriage of the Bison and the front, and I do not want to put another printer on this thing if it is at all possible. I probably, maybe might have to, but I don't want to. But I'm thinking we're actually getting pretty close to finishing what the Bison is. Not the Bison, the Mastodon is. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the stuff I'm leaving for now. Let's get some speed here with these 8 thrusters. Yeah. Although that always gets me into trouble. I mean, functionally, all the systems are here, right? I've got my ore processing. I've got my hydrogen systems. I've got my drilling. Maybe I want to nest the piston once there so that I can do a little bit deeper of a punch when I take those 3 drills down, so that way I can, you know, get a little bit of actual resources instead of just ice with it. We've got our lightning defenses and our drone defenses with our 3 rotor turrets, our 2 BTCs and our 1 main turret in this front center. I can't think of any other functional systems this thing needs. All it really needs now is for me to just probably like do a live stream or something where I just place down a whole bunch of armor and then use the Cyclops to weld it all up. Not truly entertaining of a live stream, but hey, you guys will show up, and because I'll just rant about random stuff as I do it. But I think that's all this vehicle really needs. You can also see there that I've added some additional side doors, and I thought that would be a nice touch, because I want to have it so that you can actually get out on the side there on the Mastodon, so that there's like a little railing section and you can sort of stand out on like maybe like a sun deck or something. It'd just be a nice little thing off the side there that you can go and stand out there and just enjoy the scenery as you are driving along. But here we are, going way too fast. Oh, and there is the crater. Okay. Now, I did have an absolutely crazy idea, which would probably lead me to utter pain and suffering and sadness, which would be to make a ramp and jump over the crater, because I felt like Evel Knievel. And I will say, I actually went into creative with a copy of my world and tested that, and the Mastodon turned into a pile of goo on the other side of the crater, that's for sure. It almost made it over there, but the suddenness of the jump was too much for it, and it bottomed out, and half the suspension came off, and the whole thing just fell apart, and it just went crashed and exploded. Oh hey, it is actually, the part I want is closer than where the Raven is. That's interesting. And also there is cobalt here, which makes it convenient. I can just... Oh, I can press P again to park. That makes my life so much easier. I can press P to park, and I can mark up that cobalt, and we can go and deploy the Bison. So yeah, I've got these 2 little things down here, and then you can stand out here. I'll put some catwalks, and you can enjoy the ride as, you know, when I'm doing one of the put my wheels into... Where the hell is there a stone here? Seriously, why the hell is there a random stone in the middle of my craft? Are the ejectors on you? They totally are. Oh, so that spat out some stone. And then it flopped around when I was driving and then fell down the stairs. Okay. You know, when I'm driving across the desert, I put the wheels on like forced march sort of thing, and I go at just a short speed. Short speed. A slow speed. If I knew words that were good. That's how you do it. But yeah. This guy should be good to unlock. I just need to... All my batteries are probably all on recharge, aren't they? Batteries for the Bison on auto. We will disconnect and pull forward. And then go back to that driver's assist, re-enable it to get my suspension control back. And yeah, we're gonna have to extend out here. Reverse. What's my max? 4 meters? That should be fine. I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is I'll damage it. And, like, I've damaged it multiple times. I can just rebuild it. Because that is what I do. Bison being deployed. Excellent. Such a useful little craft. So, where is this section here? Aha! So while the rest of the canyon is basically sheer cliff all the way down, this little section has like this little gully to it, this saddle. And so we're going to put on our downwards thrusters. And we're going to drive down it. And we're going to drive it down it in first person because it makes it more interesting. God, I absolutely love the fact that this is so all-terrain. I have to start including this kind of concept into more of my rovers after seeing how, like, well this functions, of incorporating a single large thruster somewhere in, say, the center of it. Alright. Park here for a second. I think just going straight up here, but I'm worried about my nose impacting. Hopefully my suspension is good enough. Come on. And there's one bad thing about the Bison is that it does have like a limit of how fast it can go up another surface, like the change in the elevation. It can't go up very steep, all of a sudden slopes, because the front cockpit will hit, and that is not a good thing. But we seem to be doing fine here as we make our way up and make our way over. Da 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 da. Victory! The canyon has been conquered with my little Bison. And now, my little guy, we can go on a little trip to the desert plateau. But also, there's Cobalt to GPS. And I believe I still have Cobalt. Yep, on my paste menu. Jeez. Well, I have to watch myself. I'm so used to driving the Mastodon around, the sort of the scale of the Mastodon, how large it is versus how fast that feels. Where I'll drive this thing and I'll be thinking, oh yeah, I'm just going, like 30, 40. I'm fine. And then I go flying off an edge and I realize, oh right, I'm like a tenth of the size. And way less weight. This thing's only 62K. The Mastodon's up to almost like 2 million, which is ridiculous. which I'm seriously contemplating about dumping stuff. I should just set up an ejector and a sorter sticking out of the back of the Mastodon, and just as I'm driving, just eject random stuff like excess, what was it? Excess organics. Because I get so much of that stuff whenever I stop at a another ice patch or another oasis. And if I fill up my food maker, essentially, beforehand, then I should have enough on me, right? At least that's the hope. But here we are at the next waypoint. We've made it. Desert Plateau in about 15 minutes of this episode. Boom! Yes! Park here, get out, and do a little party. But the next thing is we need to go to the next target waypoint. So I'm just going to go through. Let's turn off all this stuff, because I want to clear up my bar here. I don't want to see any of this. I just want to see we're at the Desert Plateau. We're going to turn that off and mark it as done. And we're going to turn on the Canyon Oases, wherever that may be. And it is back in the other direction. Ooh, interesting. Canyon Oases that way. So that's only like 10k away from the Mastodon. Oh, interesting. I know we're nearing the end, like, because where are we? We're how close? Oh wait, our GPS here. How close are we to the end here? There's waypoint 4, 5, 6, Peninsula and Badlands. I remember them being relatively close. So that's good. And we'll have to see. We'll have to get back over the little saddle there, and then see if we are going to need to get the Mastodon across the canyon or not. Here we are back at the saddle, and we should be good to start our crossing. I think this angle looks good. We'll power up our thrusters. We are online, ready to drive over the edge as our horizon progressively gets weirder and weirder. There we go. I am always going to find this cool. Just looking straight down a canyon. The only thing holding me here is just a little bit of thrust. Okay. Now, similar here, I want to make sure I find a spot that's gentle enough. I don't bash my cockpit, which I believe I can get. Probably sliding the cockpit across the ground, but we did it. Excellent. Push through the middle here and start the climb on the other side. Up and over. Oh, just a little bit more. Gotta turn right. There's the Mastodon. Up and over. Downward thrusters off. Excellent. Alright. So, the Canyon Oases looks like we don't have to cross the canyon. Or at least, or this gorge here that we don't have to deal with. That is a very good thing. I'm quite happy that we actually don't have to build another bridge today. We can just get more progress going. And we can back up into here. Oh, I'm so skilled. Come on, load, Bison, load. Perfection. We'll stop there for a moment as I was looking into my disembodied engineer head there. And get the connectors. Sounded like something crunched. What crunched? Ah, a light did. Eh, well, that's fine. Take that lock and raise it up into the air. Excellent work. And then we'll just go in and go to Bison, recharge those batteries off the Mastodon. Which I believe I still have my engines on, don't I? They can go off for now as my batteries are fully charged. And my H2O2 generators are already off. Excellent. Which one is this? I really need to label these. So the far right is lock. And that's reverse my piston. And then, yeah, that's good enough. Excellent. Excellent. Well, that's closing up. We'll remote access the Raven. And it is time for you. Do you need power? You have 20 hours. What are your batteries at? Your batteries are at... oh, 72%. You are fine. We'll back away from the ledge there. Spin ourselves around and point towards the next target. Which, I have enough range here, if I'm not mistaken, to fly all the way there. Because I got 20k on this guy. And I've got 20k on the Bison as well. So I should be able to just fly all the way there. Ooh. And it looks like, if I get some altitude here first, it looks like this is easy driving. Nice flat open terrain. Take a look at the downwards camera here. Little bit of a dip up here, or is this... ooh, what is this? Oh, this must be the canyon. There's an oasis in this direction. And it must be in this canyon. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to take the... oh, how am I gonna negotiate the Mastodon into this canyon? That's gonna be a real question. And also, there is a resource processing station on the way. Okay. We will go left here real quick. Is that, what are you? You are 4 away, and the Canyon Oasis, it's at the bottom of the oasis below the resource processing station. It's down there in the canyon. Let's go take a flyover of this. There it is. There is the Canyon Oasis. I specifically picked it Because I knew I would have to go through the trouble of driving into this goddamn canyon. Okay. But it looks like it'll be fine as long as I stay in the canyon and don't pop up and try to take on that base. That base will do its own thing up there. But, oh, this canyon doesn't really look that drivable for the Mastodon. Bison, sure. Bison can go anywhere. But can I get the Mastodon through here is a really good question. Part of me wishes the Mastodon was like a block or two thinner. But I think I can do this. I want to believe I can. Otherwise, I have to figure out a way to get the Mastodon on top of the exterior of the canyon here, and then at the right time drop it down. But that would involve probably digging or building a giant ramp, and that would not be fun at all. But we should just go take this little plane, and we'll turn off our thrust. We'll just glide down in here, and we'll plunk our butts down on the canyon floor. Leave ourselves there and go back to the Mastodon and start driving our way here. I have a feeling what I might need to do is set up some sort of drills on the side. Not the punch drills I already have, but just some stuff to clear away any obstacles so I don't have a repeat of the gopher. You know what I mean? And this is a pretty scuffed landing here. Oh, no. Now I'll abort that landing. It was too weird. I am going to go up here where it is a lot easier and a lot flatter. At least I assume it is. Yes, it is. Excellent. And I can just come in for a nice landing. And that'll be good enough. Park engaged. Alright, back to you. I can press P without worry. Ah, it feels so good. And we can get thrusting away. Oh, and here we go. This seems like probably the most reasonable place to enter this canyon network with. And oh, there's some ores here. What do you got? Some iron at the beginning, which I will happily mark up. And yeah, we definitely don't need our thrusters on when we're going downhill, that's for sure. Oh, hey, there's silver over there. Another one of the rare silvers, as I run into some tungsten trees. Go, suspension. Some tree bounces underneath me. Ah. This is going to be a very annoying drive through this canyon. This thing doesn't have the best turning radius, and it's not the narrowest thing ever. So that, let me see, look at the 5.5 kilometers to get to the canyon oasis is probably going to end up being more like a 15-kilometer drive, considering I'm going to have to wiggle back and forth in every direction. God, there's so many ores nodes now that I found. You have to really harsh scroll through that to get through them all. I suppose I could have driven around this whole thing, right? Driven around the whole thing, gotten to a point, and then taken the bison down. But I was actually thinking about that when I was driving back from taking the bison to the plateau. The desert plateau, which we just reached today. And I was thinking, like, if it's possible to get the Mastodon there, I should get it there, right? So, like, I could have built a bridge, you know? I could have gotten over there. So, I probably can drive through this canyon. So I should at least attempt to drive through this canyon, right? And thankfully I've got these 8 thrusters now. It was such a smart idea to rebuild all of that and get all those thrusters able to push me along. As the 2.5 million kilos of this thing is a little tough to get going, especially uphill. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get my Mastodon through all this crap, because I believe it is a good thing to try as I take out more tungsten trees. Or not tungsten trees, titanium trees. God, I don't even know what freaking random mineral I'm giving to the trees to explain their toughness. Yeah. Another spot of iron. Well, looks like there's an get in and out over there as well. Possibly there. It's a little steep, but with all the thrusters I have, I wonder if that's the way I get out of here eventually. Is if I just go ham and basically have enough thrusters on the back that I can literally push myself out. So I don't have to get to the other end of the canyon. Oh, because that's another question. I didn't even check. I didn't even check if this canyon has a nice, gentle drive out at the other end. I might have to drive through it and then double back and drive out the whole thing anyway, and then go around it anyway. This is what I get for not completely scouting and just sort of winging it. I can get that iron. But making success so far. No issues yet, but we're not there yet. But gold! Ooh. That's a rarity. Do I even have a gold? I have one other gold that I found in this entire playthrough. Excellent. I should probably mine some of that, just cuz. But I have no space, so I should really start dropping some of these resources that I do have, that I don't need anymore. Like my 100 and something thousand organics. Is this canyon gonna get any tighter soon? I mean, we're still several kilometers away from the canyon oases, but also now I have no idea which way to go. Left or right? Probably right. And there's more gold. Okay. And this thing takes forever to start reversing. That was completely random. The entire series goes by, and I see one patch of gold, and then in this episode, 2 patches, right beside each other practically. Probably the only time ever that I'll be able to do this, where I make a new one, and then I control paste gold into it, that I already had on my paste menu, like the paste there. Wasn't expecting that. Let's see. Can I get out any of this area here? I could probably fight my way up that hill. Fucking Hermes, 23 kilometers away. I don't know why I'm still seeing that thing. Must be there was like an antenna or beacon on it that I didn't disable. So I'm just going to see the Hermes for the entire rest of my series. Let's see. I believe I'm going the right direction. Cobalt silicon. Nah, no. Don't need them. But this valley, man, it is another patch of gold. What is with this? Why is there so much gold down here? Like, and is this a separate or the same patch? Oh, it's probably the same patch. I probably just marked that one too quickly. And then they got freaking silver too. I do not want to drive over there and get that in this particular spot and take far too long for me to maneuver just to mark the silver semi-accurately. It can just be in the middle there. It's fine. Oh, do I need to... Ow! The hell was that? More titanium trees. I am now driving away from everything. Am I going the right direction? Silly winding canyon. But this place is absolutely packed full of ores. This would make an excellent mining area. If only I had any cargo space to do it in. Which I wonder if I should even attempt to add more cargo space to this thing. I mean, at 2.5 million million kilos. There's silver there, but whatever. I wonder if I'm already too heavy to really do anything useful. And I believe I turn left here. Okay, the silver's on the path. I can do this one. Let's write this one out. Silver. And it looks like... And another frickin' gold! And another silver. Silver. What's going on? There is quite literally gold in them there hills. But it looks like I might be running into my first bit of issue here. Come on, get me up this hill. There you go. Come on, thrusters. I know I'm fat, but get me up. And oh, baby, it looks like I'm just the right size for these canyons. Oh, maybe it's gonna be a little tight up ahead, but I think that's what we're gonna have to find if I'm gonna fit through these canyons in the next episode. We'll leave you guys on a cliffhanger here, as we'll have to come back to it. But thanks for watching, and good hunting out there, fellow space engineers.